Imagine waking up one morning to find the Earth no longer spinning, no warning, no slow transition, just a silent halt that reshapes everything we know about life, physics, and survival. Right now, Earth's rotation gives us the cycle of day and night, stabilizes winds and shapes ocean currents. Without it, every familiar rhythm collapses instantly, plunging the planet into unimaginable chaos. The first catastrophe hits within seconds. Everything not firmly attached to bedrock keeps moving at the former rotational speed, over 1,600 kilometers per h at the equator, turning the world into a horizontal explosion. Skyscrapers shear apart, oceans surge onto land, and entire coastlines vanish under walls of displaced water. Humanity faces forces no structure on Earth was ever designed to withstand. But this is only the beginning. With the spin gone, the equatorial bulge collapses, sending trillions of tons of water rushing toward the poles, redrawing continents in a matter of hours. As the oceans migrate, new megacontinents rise near the equator, exposing ancient seabeds, untouched for millions of years. Meanwhile, the poles drown under newly formed superoceans. Without rotation, Earth loses its Coriolis force, the engine of hurricanes and jet streams. Winds shift into slow, deadly convection patterns, creating towering heat columns and chilling downdrafts. Day and night become frozen in place. One half of Earth sinks into eternal darkness, while the other bakes under constant sunlight, each side becoming its own extreme world. The daylight side scorches relentlessly, temperatures soar, oceans evaporate, and land turns into a shimmering wasteland. Only deep oceans or underground shelters offer any hope of survival. On the dark side, the ocean freezes from the surface downward, forming continents of ice. Kilometers. Thick air temperature drops to brutal lows, creating a world without dawn. Between the extremes lies a narrow twilight strip, permanently stuck at sunset, where temperatures might briefly support life in fragile, shifting belts. But even this zone is unstable. As oceans and winds reorganize, violent pressure differences create endless megastorms that tear apart anything surviving there. With Earth no longer spinning, its magnetic field weakens dramatically. Charged particles from the sun bombard the atmosphere, stripping away protection and triggering radiation hazards. Brilliant but deadly auroras paint the skies across the entire planet. No longer limited to poles, they reveal a stunning but ominous signal that Earth's defenses are failing. Animals and ecosystems collapse rapidly. Migratory species lose environmental cues. Plants wither without normal daylight cycles, and food webs crumble under the strain. Human technology falters. GPS satellites rely on rotation-based calculations. Power grids destabilize, and communication networks fail as atmospheric layers shift unpredictably. Gravity becomes subtly different. Removing the equatorial bulge alters mass distribution, causing unpredictable stress on tectonic plates and volcanic systems. Massive earthquakes ripple across continents, triggered by sudden crustal rebalancing. Dormant faults awaken violently, swallowing roads, cities, and coastlines. Volcanoes once considered harmless erupt explosively, as pressure imbalances build beneath the crust. Ash clouds spread across both hemispheres, deepening climate extremes. Even the stars change without rotation. Constellations freeze in place, giving humanity an unmoving night sky that becomes an eternal reminder of the planet's silence. Time itself feels distorted. Without sunrise or sunset, humans lose their circadian rhythm, drifting into confusion as biology struggles to understand a world without days. Psychological collapse spreads quickly. Constant darkness or endless daylight overwhelms the brain, disrupting hormones and erasing emotional stability. Governments scramble to build survival zones inside the twilight band, constructing shielded cities where temperatures remain tolerable. Competition for these habitable strips intensifies. With coastlines underwater and farmland gone, nations face impossible choices about migration and territorial survival. The new polar oceans spawn colossal storms. Massive cyclones feed on temperature imbalances instead of rotation, swirling unpredictably across icy seas. Dust storms dominate the daylight hemisphere. With no winds to spread moisture, soil dries into powder, rising into suffocating red clouds. Meanwhile, the dark side fills with dense fog and collapsing air masses. Carbon dioxide freezes into dry ice crystals on the ground. As temperatures plummet, Earth's orbit remains stable but seasons disappear entirely. Every location becomes defined solely by its fixed orientation toward the sun's frozen glare. Plants engineered for constant light or darkness survive only in sealed biodomes. Natural agriculture collapses. forcing humanity to rethink how food can even exist. Even breathing grows difficult, atmospheric circulation weakens, trapping pollution on the hot side, and freezing oxygen out of the air on the cold side. Ocean life collapses. Without currents, warm water stagnates, cold layers sink unmixed, and marine ecosystems suffocate in stillness. Whales and migratory fish lose their navigation cues, drifting aimlessly through oceans that no longer guide them. Coastal cities near the poles vanish into rising super oceans. Iconic skylines disappear beneath cold, relentless tides. Former equatorial regions transform into vast salt plains as ancient seabeds bake under the unmoving sun. Magnetic currents shift unpredictably deep below, threatening Earth's magnetic identity and long-term shielding capability. Satellites drift from their orbits as atmospheric drag becomes unpredictable. Space becomes a cloud of debris threatening everything above Earth. On the night side, the atmosphere collapses downward. Air becomes dense near the ground, creating suffocating fog-like basins. On the daylight side, heating expands the atmosphere upward, turning the sky harsh white and exposing land to extreme UV radiation. Nations attempt massive geoengineering projects, cloud shields and vapor towers, to stabilize the twilight climate. But these efforts fall short. The planet's new equilibrium is too extreme and too alien. Humanity confronts a painful truth. Earth was never meant to stand still. Scientists race to model survival strategies, underground megastructures, polar desalination plants, and mobile twilight cities. Engineers suggest colossal engines drilled into Earth's crust to restart rotation. But the required energy is beyond anything humanity can generate. Religions and cultures evolve under the eternal sky. Humanity rewrites its understanding of time-light and the meaning of day. Future generations grow up never seeing a sunrise for them. Stories about a spinning Earth feel like distant mythology, but the twilight refuge slowly shrinks as oceans and crust continue shifting, threatening the last livable zone. Civilization retreats deeper into engineered shelters. Humanity survives, but only inside sealed, artificial worlds. Landscapes freeze into permanence. Rivers stop flowing, mountains barely erode, and the planet becomes a monument to halted motion. Astronomers archive Earth's transformation for future generations, ensuring the story of the spinning world is never lost. Scientists dream of reigniting Earth's rotation using advanced planetary engineering, terraforming not just land, but motion itself. Until that day, humanity lives on a silent world half burning, half frozen, no sunrise, no rotation, and no rhythm. A planet forever held in stillness,